half points. Lionel Ellison into the corner. Ellison, the Fresno State transfer, just like Torrin Jones. What a pass. Trotter with a finish. Torrin Jones with a no-look pass with one hand. And Brandon Trotter goes up and in for his first basket of the game. Lead is now 13, the largest lead of the game for the Statesmen. Trying to pull away here. An average margin of victory of 15 points a game. Crane, his man falls down in front of him and he hits the two. Jeremy Crane with his second basket of the game. Now Smith will pull it. The bank is open here in Kansas City, Missouri. Then the lead is 14 as Kevin Smith banks it home. He's into double digits, and Jeffrey misses an easy one. Rebound Jones. William Penn wanting to run. Smith floating it in. Oh my! Kevin Smith. What a finish. Rogers, pass, out of bounds, back to the Statesmen. And Texas Wesleyan has to take a timeout. The Statesmen open up the second half strong. And they're starting to open up the floodgates here in Kansas City. And the lead is 16. That's what this William Penn team can do. They run on you. And Kevin Smith with a wonderful finish. All on his own, taking it to the rim. 16-12 to play. And William Penn is trying to punch its ticket to tomorrow night's championship game with authority. A quick timeout here, and Texas Wesleyan needs an answer. Fab 4 for the William Penn Statesmen as their fans have traveled from Oskaloosa, Iowa, right down I-35 into the heart of downtown Kansas City. And they make this trip often, facing the Avila University Eagles, who are located in Kansas City, Missouri, twice a year in conference play. Also the Mid-American Nazarene Pioneers, who are in Olathe just down the road if you keep going down I-35. Ellison, another look from three, an air ball. And a rebound for Nigel Young. William Penn is no stranger to coming down to this area. And Young loses it on the way up. Rebound Jones. His pass is stolen. Rebound or takeaway Niles Smith. Backing in. Left hand and one for Nigel Young. As he makes up for missing one a moment ago. And screams at himself a little bit. Nigel Young now 3 out of 11 from the field, but 6 points. As Lionel Ellison picks up the foul. Nigel Young, after missing 2 free throws to begin this first half, makes this and completes the three-point play. Lead back to 13. William Penn, although they score 93 points a game, they still give up 78 per game. And now another turnover, the 12th turnover on the Statesmen on a bad pass there. Niles Smith. Harris steps into it. Strong. Rebound. Tipping around. Out of bounds off Nigel Young. And back to the Statesmen. And now Jarvis Haywood will check into the game, replacing Brandon Trotter. And what a first half Jarvis Haywood had. 12 points for the senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And a transfer from Jacksonville University. He was an elite scorer right away in the Atlantic Sun Conference, which sent Florida Gulf Coast to the NCAA tournament this year. Jones backing down, stripped again, his 6th turnover of the game. Harris with a steal, driving, other end of the floor, foul is called, which will send Ryan Harris to the line for 2 on team foul number 3 against the Statesmen. The foul will go on Kevin Smith. It'll be his 2nd. So Ryan Harris will go to the free throw line, and here's where Texas Wesleyan's trying to stay into the game. Almost 5 minutes into second half. Two out of 2 at the free throw line already. So Ryan Harris, the junior out of Randolph, New Jersey, make it 3 out of 3. And here in Kansas City, games of 16 against the University of the Cumberlands. 19 against the Masters on Friday, and 19 against Dalton State. He hits both. And he's got 6 in this one. 51-40, William Penn. The Statesman, the number 2 overall seed. Texas Wesleyan, a 3 seed, the number 10 overall. Haywood strip, ball diving back to half court, kept alive by Niall Smith. Bodies down on the floor, possession arrow belongs to the Statesman. As Niall Smith and Jarvis Haywood were tangled up. Smith with a hand on the ball, then diving all the way out to half court, and Smith was fighting hard for that one. A little bit of aggression as Brennan Shingleton is having to stress through another game here in Kansas City. His 4th year this week and his 5th season as head coach. This team lost in the first round last year in Kansas City, 91-88 to Campbellsville. And a head coach, Keith Atkins of Life University, who was at Campbellsville last year, then resigned, is now at Life and back in the Fab Four now in the championship game. Jones up and in with 1 second to shoot. Jones has got 13 and 12 rebounds. So the potential National Player of the Year. Harris had a look from 3. Now back to Young, spinning right over Torrin Jones, no. Smith fought for it, kept it alive. Now Smith dives to the floor, calls timeout, and the Rams will keep the basketball. And another hustle play from Niall Smith, which we have seen all week long here in Kansas City. William Penn still up 53-40. Niall Smith has been diving all over the floor, wreaking havoc on the helpers who have been keeping the floor dry, the volunteers that have been here all week. 14-12 to play. As there's Keith Atkins, the head coach for Life University, probably walking through how he just pulled off a 65-63 upset over LSU Alexandria, the number 1 team in the NAIA, who is undefeated. And now Keith Atkins, in his first year at Life University, will have a chance at the national championship tomorrow against one of these teams, William Penn Statesman or the Texas Wesleyan Rams. William Penn has had fans down here in Kansas City all weekend long. That was a wonderful finish from Kevin Smith. He cut through the lane, flipped it up from almost standing on the floor. And that was the one that really pepped up this Statesman crowd. They haven't needed a whole lot of help, though. They've been going all weekend. And they're hoping to be here for one more day, one more night. Tip off of the championship game tomorrow, available on ESPN3. It'll start at 7:02. 14-12 to go. The Rams of Texas Wesleyan, after the hustle from Niall Smith, will have the basketball. Nigel Young working one-on-one against Torrance Jones. He won't get the shot to go. Niall Smith fights again. Young, left-handed in. Second chance point for Nigel Young. And it was kept alive by Niall Smith. Young's got 9. Lead is back to 11. Kevin Smith, short. Tough defense there from the Rams. Harris, 3 ball, got it! And the lead is back to single digits. Harris with a 3. His first of the game, now 1 for 5. And he's got 9 points. And here come the Rams, trying to fight back here. Jones fighting in the lane and a foul call. First foul against Texas Wesleyan. Here in the second half, foul will go on Nigel Young. And Trayvon Jeffrey will come into the game to replace him. Nigel Young picks up his second personal foul. Goes to the bench with 9 points. They've been running the offense through him. 14 shots for Nigel Young. 21 points and 9 rebounds against the Masters on Friday night in the team's 2-point win. Haywood off glass and in. Jarvis Haywood's got 14, a game high, and the Statesman fans come to their feet. They want to stop. Crane elevates and scores as he hits the deck hard. Jeremy Crane now with 9 points. Under 13 to go. Haywood hesitates, working on Niall Smith. Feels the double team. Back out to Lionel Ellison. Haywood again, step back, 3, a little long. Rogers elevates and grabs the rebound. Smith, and 1. The senior out of Brooklyn, New York, is not letting his team and his career end here tonight. He has been all over the floor as Kevin Smith picks up the foul. That'll be his 3rd and team number 4. Niall Smith giving it all for his head coach, Brennan Shingleton. Now he has a chance at a 3-point play. 8 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. Lead is back to 5. The Rams have scrapped here early in the second half and clawed their way back in. Now Harris with a steal, but he's out of bounds. Not a very good pass from Kevin Smith. I think everybody in Municipal Auditorium knew where that one was going. Haywood will inbound in the corner. Cordario Fleming into the game for the Statesman. Senior out of Memphis, Tennessee. Ellison feeds Jones. Smith, open look, high arching, no. Barely draws the rim. Young fights with the rebound, now tripped. And William Penn with 3 seconds to shoot. Haywood, corner, 2 seconds, 1 second. And they didn't reset the shot clock. And Brennan Shingleton is saying, hey, we never had possession. But Nigel Young probably had it. He had the ball for a moment, tried to go behind his back, and I think the officials are making the right call here, even though the initial shot did not hit the rim. So they'll put 26 seconds on the shot clock. But Nigel Young, it did look like there was a change in possession. So the officials get it right here. William Penn gets the break. Just over 12 to go. William Penn was up by as many as 16 to begin the second half. The Rams have made up 11 points here quickly. And Haywood was out of bounds. Back to the Rams. They got the stop they needed. Now they need a score. And the Statesman fans are starting to get a little anxious. And that spot out there near the three-point line is really bad. They continue to go out there and doctor that. Now with 12 to go, Texas Wesleyan trying to make this a one-possession game. Young falls, no foul, right call. Harris hesitates. Smith, good look from three, no. Rebound kept alive by Trayvon Jeffrey. Rogers, stripped and stolen by Lionel Ellison. 1-on-2, and he's fouled. Foul on Niall Smith. Lionel Ellison, who came away with the steal, will go to the line for two.
Lionel Ellison shooting two.
Ellison has 5 points in this one. Nigel Young comes out of the game. Jeremy Crane back in. Ellison, the senior from New Orleans, started off his career at Northwestern State. Transferred to a junior college into Fresno State and then to William Penn. He hits both. The lead is 7. It's the team's leader in assists and steals. Harris. What a pass. Rogers in. Niall Smith, the architect for this team, his 5th assist. And Deion Rogers now with 13. That was pretty. Now a tussle underneath. It looks like Jeremy Crane will be called for the foul. It will. It's him and Torrin Jones were going at it. Jeremy Crane picks up his 2nd, team foul number 3 against the Rams. Haywood backing in, gets bumped, back out to Kevin Smith. Haywood out to Ellison, and an offensive foul called on Jarvis Haywood as he passed and left his feet. That's his 1st and team foul number 5 against the Statesmen. They always tell you, don't leave your feet when you're passing. Haywood did, and he ran through a planted defender. But Haywood's played well in this one with 14 points, 6 out of 10 from the field. The turnover there. 15 turnovers against the Statesmen of William Penn, as their fans are starting to get up on their feet and yell. So lead is back to 5. It seemed like just a moment ago they were up 16. Crane with a nice move, thought about the 3. Harris will pull the trigger. Off the front iron, no. Another rebound, Jeffrey fouled, then will go to the line for 2. And Torrin Jones can't believe he was the one that was going to be called for the foul. That's his 1st. Team foul number 6. And Texas Wesleyan is in the bonus for the next 10 minutes and 24 seconds. So Trayvon Jeffrey to the line for 2. Hasn't taken a free throw yet in this one. 2 points and 6 rebounds for the senior out of San Bernardino, California. And he doesn't get the roll. Jarvis Haywood will come out, and Charles Knowles will check in. Texas Wesleyan has a team 11 out of 15 at the line, 73%. And an 0 for 2 for Trayvon Jeffrey. 2nd time Texas Wesleyan has gone 0 for 2 at the line in this half alone. Smith, dangerous pass, off Torrin Jones, and back to the Rams. William Penn has really struggled holding on to the basketball. That is turnover number 16. And Torrin Jones has 6 of them. And William Penn fans starting to get a little bit nervous. Halfway through the 2nd half. Jim Joyner joining you here from Kansas City, Missouri. The 2nd game of the national semifinal. Winner takes on Life University tomorrow at 7. Nigel Young and 1, and a chance to make it a 2-point game. Texas Wesleyan will not give up. And Nigel Young gets the foul called on Torrin Jones, his 2nd. And Nigel Young will go to the line. He hits it. And a timeout taken by William Penn. And Texas Wesleyan, the bench is starting to feel it. William Penn's fans are sensing the urgency. John Henry in his 16th season will take the timeout for the Statesmen. And I've talked about it a couple of times this week. When it comes down to these postseason tournaments, the higher seeds, if they give a team that they're beating any belief, any hope, that's when things start to get a little bit scary. If you eliminate all the hope, and when they were up 16 points, if they had kept the foot on the gas, Texas Wesleyan would have given up. But they didn't keep it on the gas. Texas Wesleyan has fought back and has made up 14 points in the last 6 minutes. And you think those guys have hope right now? They 100% believe that they're going to come back. They've been doing it all tournament. The William Penn lead is 2. 3-1 seeds are already down, including the #1 overall team. Ellison for the answer. No. Fleming's not there for the putback. A chance to tie or take the lead. Rogers, floater, short. Rebound kicking out into the corner. Smith has it, and ball out of bounds. And instead a timeout taken by Texas Wesleyan. A nice play by Niall Smith. Again, a hustle play from the senior out of Brooklyn, New York, as he continues to be the spark for this team. 9.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals, a stat stuffer. The Texas Wesleyan fans, not as many here as William Penn, but they're starting to feel good here. (57-55), William Penn. And I've said it a couple of times, they led by 16. They're early in the second half after leading by 10 at the break. And when it just about seemed like William Penn was about to run away with this one, the Rams have fought back and erased the 16-point deficit and made it a 2-point deficit. And a chance now to tie the game with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. Texas Wesleyan out of the Sooner Athletic Conference in Fort Worth, Texas. And William Penn, the Statesmen, in just their second ever NAIA Division I National Championship appearance. It's moving up from D2 2 years ago out of the Heart of America Athletic Conference. The Penn fans want to stop Torrin Jones, who might be the National Player of the Year with 13 and 13. Here with 9:34 to go. Average is 21 and 12. The nation's #1 rebounder. Into Jeremy Crane. Young, driving, floater, and he's fouled. And if it's on Torrin Jones, it's his third. It is. Torrin Jones has picked up 3 fouls in about the last minute and a half. And Nigel Young will go to the line for 2 with a chance to tie this game. Nigel Young with his left hand. Yep, Torrin Jones got him on the arm. (13 out of 18 from the free throw line of the Rams. Nigel Young, 3 out of 5. 13 points in this one, 6 rebounds. In over 23 minutes of play for the tie. 16 points have been erased, and we're tied up at 57. Texas Wesleyan is believing. William Penn needs an answer. Ellison. Feeding. Torrin Jones gets stripped on his way up and fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2. Foul will go on Niall Smith. Wesleyan's 4th, and Smith picks up his 2nd. So Torrin Jones will have 2 shots here. And you can see, they felt pretty comfortable about 5 minutes ago. And now they're nervous. The fans from William Penn. Torrin Jones will have 2 free throws here. Torrin Jones, Cordario Fleming, as well as Charles Knowles, Kevin Smith, and Lionel Ellison on the floor for the Statesmen. And Jones gives the Statesmen a lead. Jeremy Postel will check into the game for Lionel Ellison. He's knocked down a couple of threes in this one, 2 out of 4 from beyond the arc. Jones hits both. the 74% free throw shooter, is 5 for 5 tonight. And the Statesmen lead by 2 again. Harris, Smith. Nine to go. Crossing over, Niall Smith. Kick out Harris, 10 to shoot. Harris hesitates, kick out. Crane for the lead. A little strong. Young can't grab it. And Jeremy Postel, the senior out of Atlanta, grabs the loose board. Smith, floater, no. Rebound, Crane. As Nigel Young stays down for a minute. Crane, pump fakes, drives in, floater, no. Smith fights for it again. Another rebound for Postel. Postel, 3, no. Another rebound for Jeremy Crane. Smith to Harris for the lead. Caught it! Rams on top by 1, 60 to 59. And Texas Wesleyan might have to burn a timeout. And they will. As Ryan Harris hit the 3 to give the Rams a lead. Texas Wesleyan is now out of timeouts because they had to get Nigel Young out of the game. He was hurting. But with a 1-point lead, the Rams are feeling good here in Kansas City. Harris with a big 3. So Texas Wesleyan with no timeouts left, but 8:07 to go as we take a look at the last 3. Ryan Harris for the lead, and he gets it. He's got 12 points, 6 of them from the 3-point line. And Texas Wesleyan is believing. They want to make this a 3-seed against a 3-seed matchup in the championship game tomorrow night. Now the Statesmen are down. A difference of 17 points the Rams have made up here in the second half. But now Texas Wesleyan without a timeout because they had to get Nigel Young out of the game. And if he had just gone down to the ground and said, hey, I'm hurt, the officials would have taken one and let him come out of the game. But instead, he called the timeout. And now they'll be at the disadvantage. William Penn with 5 remaining. And William Penn goes right back on top with a 2 from Charles Knowles. He's got 4 in this one. Harris won't go. Rebound, Torrin Jones. He'll want to run. Flips it back, Postel. Thought about a 3. And William Penn pounds the basketball with a 1-point lead. Floater. Smith, no. Rebound out of bounds off of Corderio Fleming and back to the Rams of Texas Wesleyan. No matter what happens at the end of this game, whether Texas Wesleyan wins or not, you have to applaud what the Rams have done here in half number 2 against the number 2 team in the NAIA and fighting back and keeping the season alive. Smith is stripped. Smith. Kevin Smith to the other end and scores. Kevin Smith strips Niall Smith, and it's a 3-point lead. Now the officials will take a timeout and wipe up another wet spot on the floor. There is not an ice rink underneath the floor here at Municipal Auditorium. But it seems like there might be tonight. Kevin Smith with the steal and the easy layup on the other end. Give him 14 points in the game and 2 steals and 7 assists, as well as 5 rebounds. Niall Smith draws a contact. They'll say the foul is on the floor. But either way, that'll put him to the line for a 1-on-1. So the foul goes on Corderio Fleming, his first. So now Niall Smith will have a 1-and-1. The senior out of Brooklyn, New York, who's #1 in the NAIA in assists this year. At 7.8 a game. And coming off a performance of 8 assists, 1-and-1. And he hits the front end.
One shot, guys. One.
Second one now for Niall Smith. With 10 points in this one. Make it 11. 3 of them earned at the free throw line. 1-point game again. We thought we had a good one in semifinal #1 with Life University beating LSU Alexandria 65-63. We've got another barn burner here in game #2. And a foul is called underneath on Trayvon Jeffrey. It's team foul #5 and Jeffrey's second. So still 1 foul to give. The inbound to the top. Trying to get it for Torrin Jones. Nearly a steal for Trayvon Jeffrey. And back to Charles Knowles. Fleming, baseline. Now an offensive foul called as Dion Rogers stands in and takes it. The foul is called on Torrin Jones underneath. The Rams have a chance to take the lead again. And I don't know how Torrin Jones is called for that foul. And I think that's what the officials are trying to say here as well, the coaching staff for William Penn. And they're saying, hey, how is that on Torrin Jones? Because if it is, that would be his 4th. And they get it right. Kevin Smith is picking up the foul. As John Henry turned over to Hall of Fame coach Rocky Lamar, who's sitting over there next to him, and a conference rival that says, oh, help me out here, coach. They've seen each other a lot in the last 2 years. Rogers for the lead, won't get the roll, tips out of bounds, and back to William Penn. And Jarvis Haywood will check in. Haywood into the game for Jeremy Postel. Jarvis Haywood has been good in this one with 14. Statesman still with a 1-point lead. Ellison to Cordario Fleming. Charles Knowles. Haywood strip to Torrin Jones. Right hand, no roll. Rebound Jones, out of bounds, no, kept alive. Crane will run. Harris to the rim, no, the putback won't go. And a rebound for Torrin Jones. Statesmen have numbers, 3-on-2. Corner, 3, Knowles, in and out. And a rebound for Dion Rogers. Again, the Rams have numbers. Rogers over to Crane for the lead, got it! Jeremy Crane, nothing but net, his first 3 of the game. And a 2-point lead for the Rams with 5:10 to go. What a possession, what a stretch. Haywood for the lead again, got it. William Penn answers. And Jarvis Haywood gets his 3rd 3, 17 points. Back to Crane. Lead is 1 for the Statesmen again. Brian Harris dribbling in, spinning, loses it, stolen, Cordario Fleming, Ellison tripped. What a pass, and a finish for Charles Knowles. And bodies continue to fall all over the floor. (68-65) as the humidity here in Kansas City is affecting the floor. Haywood with a massive 3 to respond for William Penn. And here's where we sit, 68-65. The Statesmen on top with 4:31 to go. The William Penn fans have made the trek from Oskaloosa, Iowa. And they're trying to see their statesman into the title game. But Brennan Shingleton and the Rams are trying to get back to their first title game since 2006 when they won it all. He was not the coach at that time. Harris again responds. And Texas Wesleyan's back up on top. Harris has 15 and 3 threes. Knowles along 2, no. Out of bounds, and it'll stick with the Statesman. Well, what a good one we've got going from Kansas City. All knotted up at 68 apiece with 4:05 to go. The winner to the national title game. Haywood thought about it, dribbling in, runs into a man, and an offensive foul going the other way. I don't know if you thought you had enough basketball this weekend with the combined 28 games here between Wednesday and Sunday, or with the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, but this is spectacular. More basketball on a Monday night in March. Winner to the title game, Dion Rogers, works around a screen. Now to the left side, Niall Smith. He's been the MVP tonight, and a chance at the lead. Off the back iron, offensive rebound. Nigel Young is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. As the Rams are in the double bonus, and Pat Listash stays down in pain. And if the foul's on Torrin Jones, it's his 4th, and Pat Listash is hurting. It is on Torrin Jones, his 4th, and Listash is holding what looks to be his left ankle, and he is in a ton of pain. Oh, you could see his ankle bend a little bit there. And it looked like the foot of Corderio Fleming. But the foul was as Nigel Young hit the deck. As Listash is the one that comes out of this one hurt. And he's going to try and walk it off. It's his left ankle that rolled. And we saw it on the last replay. So Nigel Young to the free throw line for 2 is Pat Listash. He's trying to compose himself on the bench, and he, as you can see, is in a ton of pain. And Nigel Young to the line for 2, and a chance to put the Rams up by 2. 4 out of 6 from the line in this one. For the 56% free throw shooter. And the Rams go back up on top. 69 Texas Wesleyan, 68 William Penn. Ice in his veins. Nigel Young, who's also playing through a little bit of hurt. He had to come out of the game earlier. Now almost a turnover. Jones, with all 5 Rams next to him, turns it over somehow. And Torrin Jones is furious. That is his 8th turnover in the game. He can't believe it. Still pleading with the official. And what was such a good start for Torrin Jones, his second half has been a lot worse. Only 4 points. With the potential National Player of the Year, and he has 4 fouls and has to be careful. Coming down the final stretch, 3:30 to go. Jim Joyner joining here from Kansas City, and what a week it's been. Capped off by this one for me. Niall Smith to Nigel Young, goes up over Torrin Jones and gives the Rams a 4-point lead. 72-68. Ellison dumps it down, Kevin Smith finishes, but an offensive foul on Kevin Smith. Everything going Texas Wesleyan's way. And Kevin Smith picked up his 5th foul. He's done. The senior out of Baltimore, Maryland, is going to need his bench to bring him back a win for one more game in his career. They're trying to say the foul was on Lionel Ellison to keep Kevin Smith in the game. It would only be Ellison's second, but they gave it to Kevin Smith. The William Penn bench was saying, hey, no, no, no. That was on number 3. At number 11 there, Kevin Smith is saying it better be on Lionel Ellison. John Henry was right earlier, and they almost gave a foul to Torrin Jones. And they're right, it should be on Lionel Ellison, not on Kevin Smith. So the officials will go to the monitor and check to see who the foul should be on, as John Henry is trying to will his Statesman to another win. So they will change it. Lionel Ellison picks up his second, and Kevin Smith stays in the game. So again, a good correction by the William Penn bench and the officials to get the call right. But Kevin Smith has 4 fouls. Torrin Jones has 4. Nobody for Texas Wesleyan is in any sort of foul trouble. Nobody with more than 2. 3 minutes to go. 4-point game. Texas Wesleyan trying to hang on. Now Smith at the top. Out to Harris. Pump fakes a 3. Now 10 to shoot. Smith. Pass is intercepted. Bad pass for Niall Smith. Lionel Ellison dribbling in, stripped out of bounds, and it'll stick with William Penn. Smith inbounding. Gets it into Jarvis Haywood, a long 2. Got it. The lead is back to 2. Jarvis Haywood has had the answer all night long. He's got 19. Texas Wesleyan has no timeouts. The Rams used their last one with 8 minutes to go, and it's thrown out of bounds. A turnover on Ryan Harris. The 14th Ram turnover, and the William Penn fans, the William Penn players, they're starting to believe again. Now down by 2. Both teams are awaiting Life University in the title game tomorrow. Back to Haywood. Pulls the trigger for the lead. No. Rebound, kick back out, and saved by Charles Knowles. Under 2 to go. Lionel Ellison waits for a screen. Ellison. Now back to him. 12 to shoot. Ellison into the corner. Kevin Smith again for the lead. No. Rebound back out to Ellison. They lob it. Jones going up for the tie. Foul. Then we'll go to the line for 2. Torrin Jones will go to the free throw line after being fouled by Niall Smith. The chance to tie it at 2. I know, it's stressful. All the emotions here at Municipal Auditorium. She can't watch. And it's a 1-point game as Torrin Jones hits the first. 6 out of 6 at the line, 16 points and 15 rebounds. And we're tied. 72-72. 1:36 to go. A trip to the championship on the line. Almost a steal. Harris kicks out Rogers, a 3. Got it! What a shot from Tion Rogers. His 4th 3 of the game, and the Rams go back up on top by 3. The team's leading scorer comes up with the biggest shot of the game. He's got 16. William Penn doesn't need a 3. It wouldn't hurt. Ellison responds. What do I know? We're tied up at 75 again. .6 to go. And back and forth, we come down the final stretch. Lionel Ellison with another big 3. He's got 9 points. First, it was Tion Rogers who hit the corner 3 for the lead. Then William Penn said, yeah, I see your three, and I'll match it. Lionel Ellison. John Henry took the timeout. Here we sit. Second game of the national semifinal between William Penn and Texas Wesleyan. The winner to take on Life University, who beat LSU Alexandria, the last remaining undefeated team in college basketball in the first one, 65-63. The winner will play Life at 7 o'clock tomorrow. You'll be able to watch it on ESPN3. But oh boy, we've got a great final 58.6 left. Texas Wesleyan will have the ball, but no timeouts left as Keith Atkins, the life coach, is getting his scouting report for tomorrow. And where to begin? He doesn't even know who he's going to play yet. There he is up on the screen as everybody starts to see him. And he doesn't know what he's got coming his way yet. He'll know here in about a minute. Will it be the sharpshooting Deion Rogers and the Texas Wesleyan Rams, or the William Penn Statesmen? All knotted up at 75 apiece. As Niall Smith, who has been rock solid tonight with 11, 7, 6 assists and 4 steals. Smith thought about the three, dribbles in, almost loses it. Now to Nigel Young in the corner. Back into the hands of Smith. Steps back, three for the lead. No, Young grabs the rebound. Now he loses it. Jones to the floor. A jump ball is called and it will stick with Texas Wesleyan. The Rams keep the basketball with 4.5. The difference between the shot and game clock. And if Texas Wesleyan and Brennan Shingleton plays this right, they can have one shot and a chance to win. As you could see him say, one. They want one good look here. William Penn trying to hang on. The number 2 team in the NAIA with a 33-3 record. The regular season and conference tournament champions in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. They inbound to Nigel Young. 4 seconds, the difference between shot and game clock. Nigel Young backing down a double team. Back out to Niall Smith, loses it, and William Penn takes it away. Shot clock turned off. No fouls to give for Texas Wesleyan. And William Penn will take a timeout with 16.3 to go. And Brennan Shingleton has got to get one more stop for his guys. We're knotted up at 75. William Penn can hold for the final shot. And a chance to win it with a shot clock turned off from Kansas City. Well, in case you haven't watched the other 29 games that have been played here in Kansas City, game number 30 has been spectacular. William Penn, the number 2 overall seed, a number 1 seed, taking on Texas Wesleyan for a chance at the national title tomorrow. William Penn out of Oskaloosa, Iowa. Texas Wesleyan out of Fort Worth, Texas. William Penn has put Texas Wesleyan way into the double bonus, but Texas Wesleyan still only with 6 fouls. So if they do happen to foul William Penn here, as long as it's not in the act of shooting, it'll be a 1-1, which is a massive break if we get there. Everybody here at Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, Missouri is nervous and on the edge of their seats as Texas Wesleyan and Brennan Shingleton are looking for one more stop. And William Penn's looking for one more shot. The last game came down to the final possession as LSU Alexandria couldn't get a shot off in the final 10 seconds. Oh boy, 16.3 to go. The winner to the national title game. William Penn wants one shot. Everybody on their feet. Lionel Ellison brings it across, being defended by Niall Smith. Now 10 seconds. Ellison, 7. 5 seconds. Ellison spinning, step back for the win. Short. Rogers, a half-court heave, and we're going to overtime. Texas Wesleyan holds 75-75. And we've got free basketball in Kansas City. What a finish. Lionel Ellison wanted it the whole way. He stepped back for the game winner and left it a little short. 5 more minutes is what it's going to take, at least. And this one was too good of a game to end in regulation. Kansas City, Missouri. Jim Joyner joining you here with Niles Media for the 2017 Buffalo Funds NAIA Division I Men's Basketball National Championship. Game 2 of the national semifinal as we will begin overtime here in a moment. The winner to play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock against the Flying Eagles out of Life University. This is both of these teams' 4th game in the last few days. 4th game since Wednesday. And the 4th since Thursday for Texas Wesleyan. Nigel Young. And the Rams need a stop here. This Rams team has been resilient. William Penn led by 16 early on in the second half. They let that lead slip away, and it's been back and forth for the last 8 minutes. As Thorin Jones adjusts his belt line. He has 4 fouls, 17 points and 15 rebounds for potentially the NAIA's National Player of the Year. We've got 5 more minutes, and we're ready to rock and roll from Kansas City, Missouri. The winner for a chance at the national title tomorrow. Thorin Jones is finally ready to go, and so are we. The tip is won by William Penn, but grabbed by Trayvon Jeffrey, and the Rams will get the first opportunity here. 75-75. As we start overtime in the second national semifinal. Harris thought about the 3. Back to Niall Smith. Harris floats it up, no. Rebound, Thorin Jones. Kevin Smith in the corner. Haywood for the lead. Got it! Jarvis Haywood with another 3. His 4th of the game. He's got 22. And the Statesmen back up on top by 3. Texas Wesleyan looking for an answer. Nigel Young, contact, no. Put back, no. And he's fouled and will go to the line for 2. As Nigel Young has had to play on the ground a lot of this game. He's been beaten up and bullied. But he's fighting through it, and 2 free throws coming. With a senior out of Milwaukee. 18 points and 9 rebounds for Nigel Young. And he's 6 out of 8 at the line. Young with a chance to make it a 1-point game. Now 19 points. Trying to play 1 more in his career, the senior. He misses the second. Thorin Jones grabs another rebound. His 17th of the game. 17 and 17 for big number 0. Haywood hit the 3 a moment ago, almost double dribbles. Now 8 to shoot. Knowles, kick out and stolen by Ryan Harris. Chance to tie or take the lead for Texas Wesleyan. Young, all on his own, ties the game at 78 apiece. Young's got 21, flip into the near corner. Now to Jones. In a quadruple team, somehow stolen by Dion Rogers. Rogers throws up a shot off the bottom of the rim and no good. Rebound, Jarvis Haywood. Haywood dumps it off Jones. Goes up too strong. Put back, no. Rebound grab by Nigel Young. Torrin Jones has had every defender in a black jersey on him for the last 2 possessions. Smith for the lead. And a rebound for Lionel Ellison on the miss. 2:22 to go in overtime. Jones backing down and finishes. He's got 19 points. And a 2-point lead for William Penn. Back and forth we go. Niall Smith, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. And this one for Texas Wesleyan. Harris for the tie. Missed, but another offensive rebound. That's his 8th of the game. And this one, huge. Smith, hands off Harris. Tripped on his way up and fouled. And Ryan Harris will have 2 free throws and a chance to tie it with 1:35 to go. It's on Torrin Jones, and the big man's night is done. And possibly his career is done if his teammates can't hang on here. Torrin Jones, who has been absolutely sensational this season. 21 points a game. 12 rebounds a game after transferring from Fresno State. And Harris gets the roll in the first. Jeremy Crane into the game for Trayvon Jeffrey. Crane's made 1 big 3 in this one, also has 10 points. 5 Rams in double digits. And Harris is short. A 1-point lead for the Statesmen. 90 seconds to go. Ellison. No. And a rebound for Texas Wesleyan and Ryan Harris, who just missed the free throw a moment ago. Harris. Ball out of bounds. It'll stick with the Rams. It looked like the official was about to call a foul. But luckily for William Penn, just out of bounds. Brennan Shingleton trying to will his team through. Here's Deion Rogers. Niall Smith. Now to Rogers, pulling the trigger. In and out. Rebound, Corderio Fleming. And here we go. The biggest possession of the game for the Statesmen. 25 seconds between the shot and game clock. Jarvis Haywood dribbling in, stepping back. Haywood tries to get it to Charles Knowles. Now Smith, big 3, no! Rebound, Nigel Young. 27 seconds left. Deion Rogers loses it. Kevin Smith with a steal, and he's fouled. 19.7 to go, shot clock turned off, but Kevin Smith will have a 1-and-1. Only team foul number 7 against the Rams. This one is certainly not over yet. But it was Smith that came away with the steal. He's fouled and a 1-and-1. He's 0 for 2 at the free throw line in this one. Make it 1 for 3. And this free throw will make it a 3-point game. But a lot of time left. Even with a make, Texas Wesleyan doesn't need a 3. Now they're down by 3. And William Penn calls a timeout. 19.7 seconds to go here in overtime. William Penn trying to get to the championship game for the first time since moving to Division I. And it was Kevin Smith that came away with the big steal as he stripped Deion Rogers, hit the 2 free throws. And now the William Penn defense, without its big man Torrin Jones, has to make a stop.